beautiful bodies, whether you're lying down, sitting in a chair, or standing up, okay? Just make sure that your body is still, so your feet are still, your hands are still, and you're sitting up straight. You make room for your breath when you sit up straight. And go ahead and find one of your anchor spots. So either here, here, or here. You can really feel your breath, right? And pick your anchor words. So breathing in, breathing out, or counting your breath, okay? 1, 2, the kids 3, and so on. And for this one, because we have not done this in the classroom because it's a little distracting, but you can do it at home, right? So really pay attention to the sound of your breath this time when you're listening to the bell. Also pay attention to the sound of your breath. So you can breathe in through your nose if you want, and then breathe out through your mouth. So if you breathe like that, you can hear your breath the whole time you're listening to the bell as well. It'll keep you focused. All right, so here we go with the hello bell. So close your eyes if you want. Get an anchor spot, anchor words, and start listening to your breath. Okay, it's fading away. The sound is fading. Okay, and then for grounding today, if you're lying down, go ahead and just do gravity grounding. So just feel the pull of gravity on your whole body, starting with your head, letting it wash down your shoulders, your arms, your torso, all the way down your legs, and just feel that feeling of gravity pulling on your body, feeling really heavy. So that's if you're lying down. You can do that standing or sitting too, but I wanted to do my favorite one today, which is elephant feet. So if you're standing or sitting, or I guess if you're lying down, you can try this. Just picture your big, heavy elephant feet. All right, you have big, heavy elephant feet, this big around, and just feel how that would feel if you had giant, heavy elephant feet, how strong gravity would be pulling on your feet, right? So just feel that for a moment, and feel that that area where your feet are touching the ground, and feel that pull getting tighter and tighter. All right. So picturing my giant elephant feet getting heavier, heavier, heavier. Breathe in. And breathe heaviness down to your feet. And breathe in again. And breathe heaviness down right through your feet, down to the center of the earth. All right, so now that you feel that steady, calm, heavy feeling of being grounded, I wanted to talk to you guys today about compassion. I don't think I've talked about this before, but I think it's really something we could all practice right now during this time where we're at home and not able to see everybody we want to see, and maybe feeling some feelings of frustration, worry, sadness, things like that. So compassion is the feeling of concern for others. And you can actually practice self-compassion too. So that's feeling of concern for yourself. So it's a feeling or an awareness of what other people are going through or what you're going through. So it's something that you can practice and get better and better and better at. And if you start young, you can just make it something that comes naturally to you as you get older. So right now, I think it's important to be aware of what other people might be feeling and be aware of what you're feeling and have compassion towards yourself and others. So that means being aware of what other people are feeling, being concerned about their well-being, being concerned about what you're feeling and your well-being too. So compassion is a feeling of concern for others, but it also entails action. You can feel compassion, and you can do compassionate acts. So it's like acts of kindness. And I have seen a lot of acts of compassion, and I've heard of a lot going on in the world around us right now, and I think it's really, really cool, and I will tell you why. Okay, so when you practice kindness towards other people and yourself, it can be either or both, you, the giver of the kind act, actually start to feel better, and the receiver of the kind act feels better too. So it's like a win-win, right? So one of the quickest ways to feel happier, more joyful, is to think of what you can do for somebody else who might not be feeling joyful or happy in that moment. And so I wanted to kind of brainstorm right now to get you guys thinking about what acts of compassion you can do. If you're ever feeling kind of low, you can go, aha, I remember that if I do something kind for somebody else or myself, then I will feel better and the other person will feel better. All right, so some things that I've noticed or heard about, I wish I could ask you guys right now and call on you, but I can't. So I will kind of give you a couple examples, and then you can take these and do these, or you can come up with your own ideas. I just want the goal to be for us to all spread compassion, okay? So a couple of things that I've noticed is people, I don't know if you have sidewalk chalk, but people are going around in the neighborhoods and writing positive, happy things on the sidewalk in front of friends' houses or neighbors' houses. So that's a really nice way to cheer somebody up. So if you walk out outside your house and you notice a nice message written in a pretty color of chalk, that would brighten your day. Another thing that I've seen people doing is collecting rocks and painting them, and then biking or walking around your neighborhood and dropping them off and hiding them in people's yards, and then telling them, go outside and look for this rock that I painted for you. That's a really sweet thing you should do right now. And it gets you outside in the nice weather that we've been having. Another really, really important thing, another act of compassion that you guys can do right now, is think of somebody that you know, if it's a family member or a friend or a teacher, and if you think they might need cheering up, you can give them a call, or you can draw them a picture, write them a nice note, mail it to them, arrange for a video call with them. So if you know somebody who might be lonely or just might need cheering up or more joy in their life, you can, write them a note, draw them a picture, mail it, give them a call, check in on them. That really means a lot to them. Another thing would be, baking cookies for neighbors and friends. That would cheer me up. Okay, so all of these things are acts of compassion because you're showing that you care about what other people are feeling, what other people are going through, and you're performing an act of kindness that not only cheers them up and brings them joy, but it brings you joy too. So if you can close your eyes for just a moment and pick one of the examples that I gave you, and then pick a person that you would like to receiving this act of compassion. So pick a person, pick an act that I just gave you, or something that you came up with yourself. Just close your eyes for a moment and picture that person receiving your act of compassion. All right. So when you imagine something in your mind, your brain actually doesn't know the difference between it really happening and you imagining it. So when you imagine it in your mind, it can actually create the feelings that it would create if you were actually doing the action. How cool is that? So you may have noticed that just imagining doing an act of kindness for another person made you happier or brought you joy. just to picture a smile on their face, or how they would feel if they received a letter from you, or a painted rock, or a cookie, right? So I think to get us through this hard time, and it is sometimes hard, right? So I think spreading kindness would really, really help us and other people, right? So my challenge to you this week is to pick maybe an example that I gave you, come up with your own idea, and go ahead and spread compassion, spread kindness, pick an act of kindness, compassion, and do it for somebody else. And always, always practice compassion with yourself too. All right? So take it easy on yourself, be kind to yourself, and spread that compassion and joy this week. All right? Because we could all use a little cheering up. All right, so I will leave you with that and give you a goodbye bell. And if you guys have any examples that you do this week and you want to share that with your teacher, they can let me know what you guys have been doing in terms of kindness and compassion. I would love to hear it. All right, so here's the goodbye bell. Go ahead and get your mindful body. Find an anchor spot again. Here or here. All right. So here we go. Goodbye bell. Wasn't loud enough. There we go. All right. Bye, guys.